We're Robin and Steve. Last episode, we gave Ricali a scrub and fresh antifoul. What I didn't tell you was that at night we stayed in our boat up on the stands. It was a dark, dusty, windy yard filled with empty boats. On this windy night, the shadows of branches dancing in the wind that fell on the empty boat next to us inspired me to include my own shadows. There wasn't a lot to do around the slipyards at night, so shadow puppets it was. Anyway, in this episode we cover a lot of ground, starting with this crazy sunset at Cape Bowling Green. We'd better get the map out. From here we go to Cape Upstart, Gluster Island, in to get some shopping, and then off to Shaw Island. I'm zigzagging a lot because we tacked, because we were sailing against the wind. Goldsmith Island, then to St. Bees and Keswick, and we'll leave off at the beautiful Scawfell Island. So put your life jackets on, we're going a long way. And in rocky seas too. If it's too rough, we don't bother getting a cup of coffee. But this was borderline. I hold a deep lunge to wedge myself in. Put the milk and the cups places where they won't fall over. Like on a gimbaled stove is good. Always hang on as you go to and from the fridge. Luckily, we have someone we can hand the cup to in the cockpit so it doesn't go flying. We made it to Cape Upstart. Let's set off again just before sunrise, giving us time to really appreciate the rugged landscape, with mountains tall enough to collect clouds. Peanut butter o'clock. Next it was off to Gluster Island. This time we headed down the inside, going straight past the resort on the mainland side to this quiet beach. Quiet apart from these rowdy pied oyster catchers. Here's a shoveled-nosed ray. We're officially back in Whitsundays area. We're galloping through, even faster than this turtle. We did stop for vegetables and to swim in the airy beach lagoon, but that's not as exciting as these islands. Next stop is Shaw Island, tacking all the way. There's gorgeous islands all around. Pentecost Island, one of my favourites. We get to Shaw Island at sunset. At Airlie Beach, we'd bought personal locator beacons, so Steve installed them in our life jackets and did some mending of our jib. We're off again through all the Smith Islands. This is Ladysmith Island and Thomas Island, and incidentally we'd sailed 3,600 nautical miles. Here we are at Goldsmith Island. Finally we can step ashore again. It's hard to tell, but this was a congregation of squid. Yep, Goldsmith Island makes it onto the super pretty island list. It was another day of a lot of tacking to St. Bees and Keswick Island. And in the interest of Steve's comfort, I take myself to the bow to practice ukulele. He's nice about it, but for me a discreet practice is a good practice. We'd been travelling dawn till dusk, so there hadn't really been a chance to snorkel, so we were determined that soon we would get a snorkel in. In the meantime, the fishing line went in, and we did catch some dinner. Here we have St. Bees, Scawfell and Brampton Islands. We anchored near the Keswick Island airstrip, between Keswick and St. Bees Islands. In the morning we shifted to the southern end of this channel, where our favourite snorkelling spot was last time. It was very high tide and poor visibility, but here's what we saw. We saw gorgeous corals and not many fish. It's a short distance from St. Bees to Scawfell Island, but it's humbling to know that even in a short distance, things can get pretty hectic. Off the top of this lion's paw of an island, St. Bees, we hit some overfalls. This was both wind against current, and current being forced around a corner. So we just headed offshore further and then things calmed down. We often burst into song while we're sailing. Yeah, you'd hate sailing with us. The reefing lines on the sail can get a bit whippy in a high wind when the sail's coming down. After sailing in strong winds, our bodies may tell us to do different things. My body told me to eat eggplant, pine nut and halloumi. Meanwhile, Steve's body told him to rest. He slept through this turtle sighting. But luckily this and a few other turtles kept popping up all around. It was a big moon, meaning big tides and strong currents that come along with that. We took an after-dinner kayak, which, as it turned out, is dinner time for reef sharks. They were cruising about and hunting all around us. See that little black-tipped fin over there? That was one of many. Join us next time as we take you underwater at the beautiful Scawfell Island, before island hopping to the Duke Island group and sailing past quite a lot of whales.